September 25th, the new Fox Tuesday kicks off with New Girl's new season. Then welcome Ben and Kate.
Stay away from my sister before you find out what 6 years of Krav Maga feels like. Well, like year and a half plus like 4 years on and off I was traveling.
Followed by another all-new New Girl.
What am I looking at here? Pure, unadulterated friendship.
And the Mindy Project.
Can't believe you're tattling.
Tattling is when a little girl does it, okay? When a hot woman does it, it's called whistleblowing.
The new Fox Tuesday, premiere September 25th on Fox.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Doctor Who After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Doctor Who After Show.
Hey guys, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another wrap-up for Doctor Who. This is Season 7, Episode 4, The Power of Three. I'm Jenna Busch.
And I am Matt Lieberman.
And before we start, actually, we should put our Twitter handles out there because, guys, we love when you live tweet us.
Yes.
It's really, really cool. So you can follow me on Twitter at Jenna Busch, B-U-S-C-H, like the beer, not the president.
Yes, and you can find me at Matt Lieberman, M-A-T-T-L-I-E-B-E-R-M-A-N. Please tweet. Tweet away.
Yes, and make sure, guys, you go to iTunes and subscribe and rate us really nicely. And, guys, we really, really, really appreciate your comments and all the really nice ratings and things that you said about us. Yeah. And you guys are making us #1, and we really, really appreciate that.
We really appreciate your support, and we try to reply to as many comments as we can online, as many tweets as well. Ask anybody who's done it.
Yes.
You know, we love having a conversation with you. You are our lifeblood.
We love you.
We
Geronimo.
love you so much. Geronimo.
All right, so let's jump right in. First, I have to say this little bit of news just because I read it right before I left the house.
Sure.
And it was from a New Zealand publication, and they really, I'm sure you read it, they really want Doctor Who to come down there. They've talked about taking it there. And Peter Jackson wants to direct an episode.
I tweeted this to you this week.
I didn't see it.
I tweeted this at you this week. Yeah, Matt Smith met him at Comic-Con this summer, and they talked about it, and Pete wants to do it, Matt wants him to do it. I don't know if this is going to come to pass, but it would definitely be a heck of a highlight for next season.
Do it. Do it.
I think that would be great.
Do it. He's making The Hobbit. Did you see the trailer? Seriously, do it. This is awesome. All right, just had to say that. One more thing I want to say before we get started is that while I'm writing for a new site called Fanhattan, which is like it's an app you can download, but you can find it online.
I have Fanhattan on my iPad.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Well, then read my stuff.
Okay.
Well, I'm writing something. I'm not sure if it's going up tonight or tomorrow morning, but it will be on there just about this episode. But one thing I noticed in an article from the AV Club is there is a recipe out there for fish fingers and custard.
Shut your mouth.
There is.
Yeah.
And I put the link in the article.
Okay. Well, we actually had fish custard at the premiere party I went to for this season. I think, however, we should talk about this week's episode.
Yes.
While we still can.
Yes.
Yes, The Power of Three. What did you think of the episode, Jenna?
Oh, my God, it broke my heart. Here's what I think. I think, and I said this to you before the show, but I think that we are being marinated in Amy and Rory. It's, because it's, even though we've known that this is, the next week's episode is going to be the last one for Amy and Rory, we've known this for so long, there's just never enough of them. I mean, that is if you love Amy and Rory, and I do. So I think this was one last love letter to Amy and Rory. It was getting to see their life and be in their world and seeing so much stuff about them that we didn't know before. And I don't know. I don't know how much of it is really new, but you really find out like that Rory is a really good nurse, and Amy wants to be a bridesmaid, and I just, oh God, I'm upset about that next week.
I think ultimately this will long be a very divisive episode among fans. There's going to be people that really love it. There's going to be people who see only its faults, and I'm going to address both.
Those are silly people.
Yeah. So this was very much sort of a calm before the storm episode. from the very beginning, it felt different.
Yeah.
You know, we have Amy's voiceover, which we've never had outside of the little title thing that they did in season 6 for U.S. audiences. So you know it's going to be very, very different. We're saying goodbye to them, and it's an episode very much from the companion's point of view as they make this decision and as the Doctor steps back. I do think that while it had many, many lovely moments, the ultimate threat that was established was maybe too neatly resolved.
Yeah, the threat wasn't really...
Exactly. This episode was not about the slow invasion. This episode was about getting ready to say goodbye to 2 very treasured members of our Doctor Who family.
And the Doctor playing Wii Tennis.
And the Doctor playing Wii Tennis, which was hilarious. And the scene, the smash cut after he took them from their anniversary party and he brought them to the Savoy. It's like, oh, well, Zygon ship, half the employees were stand-ins.
Oops.
Sorry.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to say something about the voiceover. And I don't know if this means anything or it was just a choice that Karen made, but as she's talking about it, it sounds like she's been alive for quite a while after this. Now, we don't know how long she's been traveling, but by the time we get to the next episode.
I'd give you that.
She was like, oh, yes, and this was the time. Like she's telling her grandchildren, this was the time when the Doctor came to stay. Again, I don't know if that's a choice, but... And
we'll talk more about this towards the end of the show after we hit our spoiler wall, because I have a theory on that as well.
Ooh, nice. Oh, I just want to point out... okay, no, Twitter is failing me now.
It's blowing up a little bit.
So Matt is this very, very cool friend of mine. I am Matt Shelton on Twitter. He says Peter Jackson owns one of McCoy's original screen-used costumes.
Yes, and then he put McCoy in The Hobbit, which is very, very exciting. Oh
my God, Radagast the Brown.
Radagast the Brown.
I'm sorry, I will nerd out about that in another place.
Another time. And the Geek Matt tweeted out as he has a question. After the Doctor shut down the creepy little girl in the hospital who had been controlling all of the European cubes.
Robot kid.
Yeah, nice coincidence.
Of course.
Of course, that she was right there. What happened to her after he turned her off and Amy rebooted the Doctor? I don't know.
No idea.
No one knows that, Geek Matt. Okay? We don't need to know, okay? Everyone's hearts got restarted. Everyone's happy. All right?
No dead kids.
Yeah. Nobody died, which, I mean, that doesn't make a ton of sense either. But
Well, they said survivors, so I mean, I guess some of them probably
died, but not a third of the Earth's population.
Right.
What is significant about this episode, it was a tying up of loose ends, but also a presentation of new threads that are going to be carried through the rest of the season and likely into next season. And we have 2 of them. We have the Shakri and the Tally, which we're going to talk about at length. And I would also like to talk about Kate Stewart, as played by Gemma Redgrave. Now, she didn't get a ton to do in this episode, but I loved her performance.
She didn't need a ton to do. She was just brilliant. And look at the line of actresses that she comes from.
Exactly. She comes from good stock.
Yes, she does. Yes. She was brilliant. I love the way it was introduced. Like, you knew from the minute she walked in that she was significant in some way. I mean, not just the fact that she was like, oh, I was hoping it was you. Because lots of people know about the Doctor, even though he doesn't technically exist.
Right.
But there was definitely something about her that you knew she was going to be important, and if we don't see her again, I will eat one of these mugs.
Seriously. I honestly think that for the rest of the season and the coming season, likely, since, and I don't think that this is much of a spoiler, since Oswin was introduced in the first episode, and she was in the future and not on our planet. She may very well be human when she joins the show, but since all of the other companions have been set in present-day Earth, I think that she is going to be our connection to modern-day Earth throughout the next series.
Yeah, she and Unit.
And it's interesting and significant, I think, that the director of this episode, the only other episodes he has directed were The Sontaran Stratagem and Terror in the Sky, I believe is the name of the other half. So he's only directed Unit episodes. Chris Chibnall returning for another great script after his turn on Dinosaurs on a Spaceship and Pond Life. This was very much an extension of Pond Life. I feel like they probably shot that footage while they were shooting this episode.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah. It did feel very, very much as a piece.
Yes.
Of a piece. I can speak, I swear. Yeah, I mean, there were so many little things that I really liked about seeing them in the house and seeing what the Doctor's like, because he's talking about patience. And what did he say? I hate being patience. Patience is for wimps.
Yes.
It was it was just as much of a look into who the Doctor is as it was into who the Pawns are. And how much he missed them.
Yeah, and we get very deep looks at both of those through two very significant conversations that I think we're going to address one at a time. The first being the Doctor's conversation with Brian in the first half of the episode, after he brings the Pawns back after their 7-week tour on their anniversary day, where she accidentally married, because that's what you do.
Who hasn't accidentally married Henry VIII?
I know I have.
So have I.
Yeah,
more than once.
Oh my God, the scandal, the uprising, the furor going on in I almost said prehistoric England.
Well, considering all the head chopping off, it does still seem a little bit like that.
Yes.
Actually, there was just one little thing, and I don't know if this is significant at all, but the fact that he sneezes under the bed, think he did it on purpose?
No.
I think he did to give him more adventure, because I think that was sort of part of the reason he came back to take them.
I think that there's a lot of things that he does or is careless about because he wants more adventure, and the fact that he doesn't drive the TARDIS properly is one of those many things. He knows that he's not. He knows that he's not, and I think it's why it takes him off when River does it properly. But I want to talk about this conversation.
Okay.
We're not getting away from it.
Okay.
So Brian asked the Doctor, okay, so how long were they away? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. They're wearing different clothes. Well, we got caught up. He's like, what happens to the people that when they end their time with you? And he says, well, some just stop. Some get left behind. And a few, not many, but a few have died. And I hate that level of foreshadowing that it may be. Hopefully that will not be the Pawns' fate, but you can't help but feel like, oh gosh, this is happening. And then Brian just sort of like how he's changed so much since his appearance in the second episode. He's so like right in there from the start. He has like a million theories about what these cubes are.
Tiny robots.
He's up at 6 a.m. looking at the cubes, waking up his son and his daughter-in-law, being like, have you seen these cubes? We have to figure this out. And he just sat there. He sat there and he watched that cube for a year. He is the most dedicated, third-party character I think we've ever had.
Oh yeah, in fact,
He's
I know.
So into it.
Well, we talked about this before the show started, but I know that Karen said, "Oh, she won't be back for cameos."
Yeah.
But Brian didn't say that.
No, he didn't. And I would love to have him back.
I would too.
I would love to have a spin-off series with him and Wilf.
Oh my
as,
God.
like British chums who solve mysteries.
So cute.
Oh my God. So cute.
I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
I am completely on board.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really was an interesting conversation. It makes you wonder, and it's something that I talked about in the article and I talked about with a ton of people, lots of friends. But do you want them to die? I mean, not as characters, but for the narrative.
In terms of the Doctor's narrative.
Because I've thought about this a lot, and I don't know. Because all right, so I still can't watch Titanic again because I know the whole thing about Jack on the whether or not he died.
Physics.
But if he hadn't but if he hadn't died, would it have been as powerful a movie?
Well, no.
Right.
No,
so
it wouldn't have.
What do you think?
You know what? I think either way, it's going to deeply affect him. I'm almost concerned about the epic tailspin that losing them to death would do to him. I think it would be very, very story rich, but as a person who is concerned for a fictional character and his well-being, I worry about what that would do to the man's psyche.
Yeah.
I really do. And to have to go and explain to Brian that he let them die because they were ready. They were going to stop. And then Brian was like, no, you guys go. Go back because this is what you deserve to do because not many people get this opportunity. How can you pass it up? He wishes he was doing it too. Yeah. He really does.
But he has to water the plants.
He has to water the plants. Someone has to do it.
It's true.
And he's very, very... He's going to be so heartbroken. He's going to be so heartbroken. It's hard not to get somber thinking about what's about to happen. But I think that his introduction and this episode, he and Matt Smith both gave beautiful performances. Let's talk about the second major conversation.
Oh my God, heartbreaking.
Which, the conversation between Amy and the Doctor outside after their visit to Unit. And... even though their relationship isn't a romantic one, to me, there was for the hopeless romantic in me, there was something very, very beautiful about their discussion. She was like, "Don't be nice to me." He's like, "Of course I'll be nice. That's what you want, Pond.
You always get what you want.
You always get what you want."
Yeah, there was something about that conversation. It's something that I've talked about before, but I think every time he kisses her on the head, it's just not to sound too gushy, but it makes your heart swell a little bit. It's so. I love that they did not make it a romantic relationship, even though it was like cute in the beginning. She's like, "Yeah, sort me out," but but there's just something so intense about the two of them.
It's very father-daughter. She grew up without parents.
Yeah.
She grew up essentially an orphan. She grew up with her aunt, who may have been sucked into the crack in the wall at some point.
Of course.
As well. So it is very father-daughter. There's that lovely moment when they're about to walk through the portal, and he's like, "Come along, Amelia," and he grabs her hand, and they smile.
And the faces on the two of them.
Very, very classic Who, like an iconic moment of just like, "Come along, let's see what we can see." And the way the Doctor talked about the universe and how he sees it, and how could she ever want to give that up, of just like, this is just one corner of one country, which is a corner of one continent, which is a corner of one planet. It's one corner of a galaxy, which is one corner of a universe that is forever expanding, and I am running to these things before they flare out and I can never see them again. And there's something deeply, deeply inspiring and romantic about that approach to life.
Yeah.
See all that you can see while you're still breathing.
Yeah.
Do all that you can do while you're still breathing, because you can, and because we have a responsibility to.
Yeah.
We're alive for a reason, and it's to see as much as we can see.
Yeah. And then you have Amy on the other side of it, who, though I don't think she's completely convinced about everyday life, aren't there so wonderful things in everyday life? Just the fact of her walking up behind her husband and kissing him on the head while he's doing dishes.
Yeah.
Which is more valid. And it's also something he said too about, I want to do this before you fade from my life. And the line, "You were the first face this face saw.
And you were seared across my heart."
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Any guy ever says that to me, I'm done.
Oh, boy.
Just saying.
Yeah, everybody be careful. You better be careful.
Maybe I should not have said that.
Maybe you should not have said that on the air.
Perhaps not.
Yes.
But it was so lovely. And another thing he said was, "I miss you."
Yeah.
And I think, we've been talking since the beginning of the season about how hard the Doctor's been. And this was such a softening.
Yeah.
It was such a, here, let me lay everything out on the table for you.
Yeah.
And why I'm going to miss you. Now, he's going to lose them at some point anyway. I mean, they'll get old, they'll die. He can maybe go back and visit them, but that's all kind of...
Yeah, they've aged 10 years since the Doctor showed up. So let's go back to the beginning of season 5, episode 1. She was 19 when he first showed up, and they had that one adventure. Then 2 years passed.
Yep.
And she went on an adventure with him again. So she's older than Rory, really.
Although, considering how long Rory waited for her, he's actually older than she is.
Okay, but that was like back when he was in the plastic Centurion body.
I know.
Yada, yada, yada. But it's an interesting thing that I haven't really considered is how much they've aged.
Yeah.
That means she's now 29. She's about to turn 30. She's had a child. I mean, she doesn't get to raise the child, but she's had it. There comes a time when you settle. You settle into a life. And I don't think that's a concept that the Doctor would ever understand. I think that in a way, his sticking around was his attempt to figure it out and to try to understand it.
Yeah. Oh, something someone said, J. Emerson Bell said that Rory left his phone charger under the bed. He spoke on it in a town called Mercy. Was that under Henry VIII's bed?
That's funny. Yeah. But that would be out of order.
I know. That's why I was trying to figure that out.
But then it would also kind of explain why we didn't get any setup at the beginning of last week's episode, which is like so anti-Occam's razor, because it's why would it go out of... But I don't know.
It certainly could be that that happened after this. But that's a very interesting point. Really, really interesting point.
Yeah. The Geek Matt tweets at us, I don't think they will die. They have not killed off any of the companions. That may well be for the modern series, but the Doctor did say that some of them have died.
Right.
Now, we have to do our research as to exactly who those companions were, but some of them have died. It is a fact.
Yeah. And he I mean, he has lost people to age, to other universes, to all sorts of things. So there's a lot of loss. And it's something interesting because when you lose something, it really does change you, or you've gone through a major dramatic event in your life.
Yeah.
And it does change you. And how long has he been alive? 1,200 years. And how many people has he lost? How many races has he exterminated? So all of these things are wearing on him. So to see him in a moment where he says, I miss you. Like that was more heartbreaking thinking about that.
I think it's a very significant thing considering Stephen Moffat has let him age considerably during his run. He's given him an additional 300 years that he's lived since we first met him again in the first season of the new series. And Matt Smith, accordingly, has really added that age and that weariness to his performance. And I think that he gave a beautiful performance this week. And I think that moment of I miss you is very much a part of that old man realizing that his children are moving out of the nest, so to speak.
Yeah, and I mean, just even at the beginning of the episode when he talks about your little job, he doesn't really know anything about that, about their real lives.
No, and he just imagines, and I think that, you know, like, if you're a parent and your kid's is coupled off, you imagine they just spend most of their time kissing anyway. You know?
Yeah, that was so cute.
Yeah, that was so funny. And then Roy's like, well, you know, maybe.
That was really cute. Yeah. So I'm getting a lot of stuff from Father Wizard about the numbers. Was there anything specifically that struck you about the number 7? I don't know that it really.
Well, it was
significant to the episode. But.
Yeah. Well, it was 7 minutes across 7 continents. I don't know necessarily what the extent of it was beyond that.
Right.
It wasn't. I was as I rewatched the episode, the cubes were active for 47 minutes, not 49 minutes. So it wasn't a multiple of 7, which would have completed that sort of triptych. I don't know. Maybe the number 7 is ultimately going to be significant to the Shakri as we meet them again further down the line. I want to talk a little bit about the cubes, which, like, is it kind of perverse, and it kind of proves sort of parts of the episode right, that I really want a cube.
I kind of want a cube, too.
I want one for my desk.
I also want a cube.
They're so sleek.
They're awesome.
They're awesome. I can't tell what they're made of. And
like iPads that fell out of the sky.
Exactly.
Although I'd rather have an iPad. But.
Yeah, sure. But, like, of course everyone's going to pick up those cubes. They're so nice, and they don't get dirty. No. They don't show smudges.
They're lovely.
Yeah.
Which also actually reminds me, when I just talked about iPads falling out of the sky, when they're talking about, they're on Flickr and YouTube and Twitter. And Matt Smith, Twitter.
Yeah. I appreciate the level of contempt that the Doctor has for Twitter.
I love Twitter.
I'm warming to Twitter.
I'm a Twitter whore.
Okay, well, I like talking to people on Twitter.
Be one with me.
Okay, just settle.
I will make you a Twitter whore too.
Okay. Fine.
I'm totally doing it.
You're making me sell my Twitter body in the Twitter night.
I'm kind of gross like that.
Twitter Roxanne right now.
Well, here's the thing, though. Just a little thing. Like in America, you would never say Twitter or Facebook. You'd say like face page or tweetverse or something like that. Right. You would never say those words. I don't know. That just sort of struck me. But it's interesting because once again, the humans are a plague that we have to get rid of.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting to me.
It really is. It's the first time in a long time that the threat hasn't been to the universe or to the world. It's specifically about the human race. And something occurred to me as I was watching this episode. One of the reasons that I respond so much to the Doctor is he, out of all the races that he saves, and he saves every race, as many as he can, who do well, he has chosen the human race. He's warmed to them because of our capacity for good. Yeah. Because of our capacity for what we can achieve. And he finds us to be beautiful. And even though he was not raised here, he is not from the earth, he has chosen the earth in particular to continue to protect and the human race to continue to protect because he so loves what we are capable of being.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why Superman, I think, is so universally loved. But even the Doctor doesn't even have as good of a reason to love humans as Superman, because Superman was raised among us,
right,
as one of us. He sees promise in us, and to have that promise wiped out by this Gallifreyan nursery rhyme.
Yes. Yeah. That's interesting to me. First of all, the line was, this planet, these people are precious to me. I'll defend them till my last breath, which I loved. But so it was the Doctor's childhood nightmare that showed up, though I don't think he reacted to it in quite as strong a way as but I mean, he did make fun of us about a wolf in your grandmother's nightdress is like that. That's our bedtime story, which I've always thought was really creepy. But so the Doctor's nightmare, when they come back, and you know they're going to come back.
Of course.
I'll be very interested to see how nightmarish they get. If they're really just pest control.
Yeah, because they weren't, honestly, I think that the guy who played the member of the Chakri gave a very good performance, but the way they were introduced, it wasn't very intimidating.
Yeah.
It wasn't very scary. You know, he was a terrible shot. He wasn't even trying to hit them.
Yep.
You know, the twins with the creepy mouths, they were creepy.
Oh my God. All right. Those were just
weird. At first I thought they were like strange open duck mouths, but no, they were like gas mask things.
Oh God.
So creepy. But yeah, he wasn't really fearsome. I think the idea of the tally, this reckoning, this which is again counting.
Yeah.
Going back to numbers. Is definitely going to be interesting, and I don't know if the tally and the question are going to be one and the same, you know, because the silence will fall when the question is asked. That could also be considered the end of days, or if that will be the season 8 arc, that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
More on that as we learn more, obviously.
Yes. Oh, and I did get a tweet, Adric died. Companion.
Aha. Do we know what doctor that was with?
This is from Father Wizard. Hey, do you remember? Can you give us more specifics on that?
If you can give us more specifics, that'd be deeply appreciated. Just tweet at us, at Matt Lieberman, at Jenna Busch.
Yes.
Yes, please do.
Also, this was a silly thing, but in the hospital, the guy with his foot in the toilet, again.
Yeah, again. a guy in a wheelchair.
Right.
With his foot in the toilet, which means that he has to actually lift it into the toilet to get it in there.
I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I want to know what happened?
No, it's not.
Good.
It's the most human of attributes.
Yes. All right.
I want to know what happened. Why's his foot in the toilet?
I think you should record that.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I'll put it on my Christmas album.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, we've also discussed that for Christmas on our Christmas list. If you guys watch this on BBC America, you've seen all of the commercials for all of the Doctor Who toys.
Oh
my God, I want them.
Yeah, they have like Lego-like ones where you can build them, and I want to mix and match bodies. I want to have like a Dr. Cyberman, and I want to have like Rory with a Dalek body.
Oh my God.
It's for my desk.
Of course, I want this on my desk as well.
For important business reasons.
So we're going to be exchanging these things for the Christmas episode.
Yes.
Because as you guys know, next week is the fall finale.
Yes, and we are going to miss you so much.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
we really are.
I know. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
I know. I should try to. I have to bring in my sonic screwdriver.
We have to bring the energy up.
Yes, we do.
We can't be those people.
No, we can't.
I loved that moment with the three of them eating fish custard.
I know.
And the doctor tells them that he invented the Yorkshire pudding, which now I really want to try. Specifically, Eldrick was a companion of Peter Davison, the fifth Doctor.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sneaky.
All right, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Sacrificed himself on an exploding spaceship.
Okay.
All right.
Good for him.
Thank you, Father Wizard and the Geek Matt.
And thank you, Eldrick.
Thank
for
you.
potentially saving the Doctor and the show, which we love so much.
All right. Well, I'm curious. Now I hadn't seen the coming attractions for next week until right before we started recording this. Baby angels.
Yes. There may be people out there who haven't seen those, so maybe this, if you don't have anything else to address in this episode,
maybe we should. Maybe
this is time to let all of our listeners know. Thank you so much for listening. If you do not want to hear any speculations or spoilers about the coming season, please tune out now. We love all of those people who want to be surprised and be witness to the spectacle without any advance notice. So please tune out. We will see you next week for the incredible finale after show. But for all who choose to stay,
yes,
you know what time it is. Welcome to the zone of speculation.
All right. Well, so J. Emerson Bell said, my crazy theory, Amy dies and Rory and River become the Nobles. I would love that.
They become the Nobles? They become Donna Noble's family?
I'm confused by that.
Wait.
Tell us more.
Okay, wait. Okay, so is that because we never met Donna's father. We
Right.
never met Donna's father. So if Rory was somehow Donna's dad, that would be really, really weird and creepy.
Yes, it would.
It would be so weird. That would be like next level stuff,
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
yeah.
That would be next level stuff. Let's talk about the coming attractions for next week. Baby angels.
Baby angels.
Super creepy.
Okay, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think the Weeping Angels terrify. I mean, they scare the crap out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Also, baby dolls and statues scare the crap out of me.
Yes.
I cannot watch The Family Guy because of the talking baby.
What?
I don't know, unless it's an actual real baby person.
He's a toddler.
I know, it's still creepy.
Okay.
It's still creepy. Unless it's an actual baby person, I can't. I have a problem.
You have a list of,
yes,
of
this
bizarre
and the light
ailments.
bulbs.
Yeah.
This and the light bulbs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which, talking about light bulbs, we were on Light Bulb Watch this week.
We were.
And the only thing that we could really pull out was the twinkling Christmas lights were
Right.
up year-round, which isn't really...
It's very LA, actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't light bulb manipulation.
Right, right.
Which is a bummer because we've been getting that steadily in the first 3 episodes. If anyone noticed something that we didn't that was maybe cut out during the commercial breaks, please let us know.
Yeah.
We would love to know the next step in this light bulb manipulation. I was asked by a few fans over the course of the week, and I'll review my take on it, and I think we both agree on this, that we've seen the angels manipulate lights before in season 5 in the Time of Angels, and I think that it is definitely a sign of them mucking about with time, especially because in the coming attractions, it was insinuated that the angels are back to their old time-stealing ways. They're not in neck-snapping mode this time around, which, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be far more interesting, and it ultimately gives our pawns a way out, hopefully.
Oh, God, I know. So the further noble thing here is that Donna is River's child. Yep.
Wait, no,
I
because
don't
then that would
know.
because that would be Rory sleeping with his daughter.
Right.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
J. Emerson Bell, we're putting you on blast.
Oh,
no Doctor Who incest. I command it. Stephen Moffat would not do that to us. Shudders down my spine, J. Emerson Bell.
Creepier than the angels.
Yes, which we never thought possible.
No.
But from the little snippets of dialogue, it seems like the structure of next week is the angels are keeping everyone in New York inside of the city on the island of Manhattan. Anyone tries to leave, the angels steal your time and drop you back in time earlier in New York.
I lived in New York, and I've been on that subway, and I have often felt this.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. You felt like someone was
you can't get out.
or that you can't get out?
You can't get out.
That's how I feel at IKEA.
It's totally like IKEA.
Yeah.
Totally
it's
like
a
IKEA.
labyrinth, a maze-like construct.
That's really creepy. I keep hearing buzzes.
Yeah, I know.
Guys,
Lots
thank
of
you so
tweets.
much for live tweeting us, by the way. This is really cool.
It means a lot that you're watching the show live, just because I know we don't air right after the show. Anyone who's watching overseas, we know it's the middle of the night there.
Yeah.
So thank you. You know how much we love you for watching us live and participating. I want to talk about...
before we start,
Okay.
River is married to the Doctor, so no. That's what the Geek Matt just said.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, he wouldn't cheat on the Doctor. You can't cheat.
No, guys, someone write fan fiction about this and send it to us.
You can't cheat
That'll
on
be
a Time
fine.
Lord. Yeah. Oh my God.
Actually, maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking today while I was shaving. I was like, the Wedding of River Song. I'm like, God, someone wrote a fan fiction. It was like the Wedding Night of River Song.
Someone did.
Someone did.
You know, someone's gonna send it to us now.
Oh, great. Well, I'll read the first paragraph.
I'll read it. Hey,
Yeah.
I write fan fiction. I read fan fiction Friday on A Topless Robot. Have you ever read that?
No.
Your brain will never be the same.
Oh, goodness. I used to read fan fiction when I was 12. I wrote fan fiction for the Redwall books.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
With the animals?
Yeah, with the animals.
Was there animal sex?
No, there was no animal
All right,
sex.
good. Just checking.
It was about the little animals, the Dibbons. They went on a quest. They saved the adults.
All right, because
Anyway.
if you read on Fan Fiction Friday, it's all dirty, dirty, dirty stuff.
Gross.
Yes.
All right, back on topic.
Yes,
We're
no more
having
of that.
so much trouble today.
We are.
And I think it's because we don't want to face what's coming.
I don't. I
Yeah.
totally don't. I
Yeah.
don't cry at anything, and yet I have prepared a box of tissues just for the episode.
Yeah.
And I know I'll probably have, like this one I watched 3 times now. That one I'm sure I'll watch a number of times. And it really is sort of daunting to think about what might be coming, how they're going to die or not die. Or
The return of River Song next week.
Yes.
Yes, who has been absent all season. Excited to have her back. Excited to see what role she plays in the episode, either bringing them there or, throughout. Also, at what point in her timeline is she showing up?
I know.
Because in the Time of Angels, in that one, she asks the Doctor, what do you know of the Weeping Angels? Now, that could be interpreted one of 2 ways. It could either be that she's never encountered them before either, or because she knew that it was very early in his timeline that she was spinning it to him in that way because he barely knew her. So this adventure could very well come before the Time of Angels in her timeline.
Right.
Very interesting to think about.
Yeah. In fact, I know at one point last year, during the season, I had seen a timeline done for River Song and the Doctor.
The one that she narrated that was on Doctor Who Confidential.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, there was also something visibly like drawn. And so if you guys can find that and send it to us or tweet it at us or whatever, because I would really love to look at that again. So we just got another tweet from Father Wizard. The 10th Doctor married the 5th Doctor's daughter who starred in The Doctor's Daughter.
Yes.
Ew.
Georgia Moffat,
Yes.
Who played the Doctor's daughter. A little creepy, but I get it.
I get it too,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of W's in that ew. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, Tom Baker married his companion. All right, it's all fair game.
It's fine.
Yeah. I do want to mention, I brought it up the past few weeks in a row, that website where there's a dynamic ranking of Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah.
The URL I finally have.
Writing it down.
Yes. It is www.dewhurstdesigns, that's DEWHURSTDESIGNS.co.uk. They have dynamic rankings for a few shows, actually, and you can see what those rankings are, as well as rank episodes yourself, and see where they place in the grand scheme of things. Let me see if I can pull it up right here.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see that because I'm curious where this ends up.
Yeah, I will pull it up for us, and we will see what is currently on top.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like I know there will be people who didn't love this episode, but I honestly, I really, really did. I'm not ready. I know I keep saying it, but I'm not ready. It just doesn't. I don't care how long we have. Oh, God, before we go any further, we should probably talk about Fox.
Yes, we should.
Because Tuesday is Fox's big premiere night, and let's talk about New Girl.
Yes, I'm really excited to see New Girl again. The first season was so much fun. Those characters really grew and came into their own in the first season, especially Lamorne Morris's character, Winston, who I felt was a little undeveloped at first, but he became a very worthy part of the group. And I'm curious to see how Zooey Deschanel's romance with Jake Johnson develops this season. They had a lot of great moments in the first season.
Yeah.
And Schmidt's penis cast is coming off, which everyone's excited about.
How could you not be excited about that? We also have Ben and Kate, which has been getting a ton of critical happiness.
Yes. Lucy Punch is on that show. She's always really funny. She was great in Dinner for Schmucks.
Yeah.
And she's really funny on the show. The kid is really funny, too. She gives a good performance, as does our star, our Ben, whose name is escaping me right now.
Me too, actually.
Yeah. No, he Nat Faxon.
Yes.
Nat Faxon, who does a great job on that show. Very, very funny. He co-wrote The Descendants with Jim Rash and Alexander Payne last year.
Rash.
Yeah, and I think he's a great part of the show. Very, very excited about that. And the Mindy Project, which I think is my favorite.
I'm very excited about
my
this.
favorite new Fox pilot. Mindy Kaling is so funny, and I think she's assembled a really great cast. You know, she's starring in the show, she's running the show, and the first episode is just so funny. You definitely need to check it out. Very edgy humor, very relatable. You know, she wears her faults on her sleeve. She's a very realistic character. I love her.
Yeah, and she actually did say something I heard the other day, that she chose the profession of her character in OBGYN because that allows there to be a number of really awesome female guest stars.
Yes, it was also her mom's profession. Yes.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's Tuesday, September 25th at 8 p.m.
Starting at 8 p.m. All right. Now, for the Doctor Who Top 10 episodes.
Yes.
As ranked on dewhurstdesigns.co.uk. Number 10, Human Nature from Season 3, when the Doctor is stuck on Earth as a teacher at a school as a human.
I love that one.
Heartbreaking episode. Jessica Hines had a great guest starring role, as well as... oh God, he was on Game of Thrones.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, Viserys Targaryen.
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, feel free to send us the name.
Yes. All right. Number 9, The Doctor's Wife, Season 6.
Of course.
One of our favorite episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Great. And The Girl in the Fireplace, number 8. Which, if I'm really honest with myself, like I know I said Dinosaurs on the Spaceship was my favorite. I have a lot of favorites. That one's way up there. And number 7, The Family of Blood, which is part 2 of Human Nature. Number 6, Genesis of the Daleks, the only one of the only classic episodes. There's a few classic episodes in this top 10. It's the first appearance of Davros with the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker. Sarah Jane Smith's on it. They go to Skaro for the first time on a mission to make sure that the Daleks are never created. And of course, not everything goes as planned.
It never really does it?
Never does. Number 5, The Talons of Weng Chang, which is another 4th Doctor adventure, which I've yet to see, and I'm very excited about watching. Well, we should watch it together, and we will tweet our thoughts. Number 4, The Doctor Dances, part 2 of that great season 1 2-parter written by Stephen Moffat, with our first Doctor, our 9th Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, in World War II era Britain. Number 3, The Caves of Androzani, which is the final adventure of the 5th Doctor, Peter Davison, featuring his regeneration into Colin Baker, which is just so tragic. There's a great villain in that one. Really tense conflict. Love that episode. Number 2, The Empty Child, part 1 of with the Doctor Dances, and ranked at number 1. I'm sure you can all guess it. You're saying it at home. It's Blink.
Of course.
Of course it's Blink.
Of course it is.
Because everyone loves Weeping Angels more than they love their parents.
Do you know how badly I want to get a Weeping Angel mask that like you can switch back and forth between?
That would be
cool.
And
just stand behind people like right at their shoulder and do it?
That's what I should be for Halloween.
Can
is a
someone
Weeping
make
Angel.
us these or tell us how to make them? Because I really want it.
Send us. Someone's made a video on YouTube. Send us the video of how to make them. For a second, I thought you were going to say, I want a Weeping Angel for my house. And I'm like, are you crazy?
Oh, God, no.
Are you nuts?
No, I would never sleep again.
Asking for trouble.
I am. I would never sleep again. Oh, By the way, since we're talking about the ranking of those episodes, because we're going to have a little hiatus here, we were talking before the show about possibly doing some classic episodes.
Yes.
So, guys, would you vote on which episodes we should do?
Yes. We had talked about potentially going chronologically, but if you have favorite episodes, talk to us about it. Let us know on the YouTube page. Let us know on iTunes if you want to see that happen. We would love to be able to bring that to you if the audience wants it.
Yeah, if you guys are interested, let us know. I think that would be really cool. Oh, apparently The Talons is free on Netflix. And also, we heard what is with the regeneration transfer going on next week?
The regeneration transfer going on
I
next
didn't
week?
catch anything about that, but I only watched the coming attractions once.
Yes. I did not see any regeneration in that coming attractions. Tweet at us again if you're so sure about this, or if you've heard something, please let us know. This is news to us, which frankly doesn't happen often, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Look at this face, and you're going to see an excited face.
For those of you listening on iTunes, he really looks excited. His
My
eyes
eyebrows
are really wide.
My eyebrows are like skyscrapers. They can
looks like he's had
leap
some
over tall buildings.
Terrifying surgery.
Oh,
I'm kidding. So I guess we have been doing predictions through this whole thing. But is there anything else that you think is going to happen? Because I find it hard to predict anything for this because there's so many. It's so caught up with what I want to see happen and what I'm afraid to see happen.
I think that we've got a lot of interesting stuff coming. I think the Shakri are definitely popping up again, if not this season, then next season.
Kate's back.
Yeah, Kate's back. Oswin's going to be coming in. Really, really, really excited to see what happens.
So am I. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you go to iTunes and subscribe and rate us.
Please do.
Please give us nice ratings and send us comments. Tweet at us. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at Jenna Busch, B-U-S-C-H, like the beer, not the president.
Yes, and I am at Matt Lieberman, Lieberman. Thank you so much for listening or watching. You're the best.
Yes, you are.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.